Hello and thanks again for joining me for another episode of Kenshi, where we are starting to get our little outpost up and running pretty well. Starting to get some lights up here for efficiency, so these guys aren't working in the dark. We got Hot Longs over here. I've got her started on making some crossbow bolts for everybody. And what we're going to do today, we'll grab Furman, who is our lowest in melee attack. So we are going to go into squads. Bring Furman down here. We'll bring Gary down here. Bring Aussie down here into our away team. And we're going to take Furman off for some training. I'm going to take these jobs off. I'm going to turn Aussie's jobs off. Okay, so Furman's going to want some food. There's not much in there. Let's take it out of the shop counter. That should be plenty. Give one to Gary. We'll give one to Aussie. Okay. Gary, come and grab some of these. Duds is pumping these out pretty quick now. A few specialist grade ones in there. It's going to help our financial situation a bit better. Let's check the weapons rack. None in there. See if Blades has anything on her. She does. So she's our weapons. If we put that in her backpack, she will take it across. And she'll dump it in here. She should. There we go. Okay. So Gary can now take those straight out of there. All right. So I'll grab these three. We'll take them off sneak. Make sure they are on the same run speed. We'll bring them over here. Wait till they're all grouped up together. Furman, get back here. So because he had jobs on, he was going to dump all his dust switches. All right, so all these guys, we are going to run over to Squin. Hopefully we can get there without any complications, but we'll see. So there's a training dummy in the Shinobi Thieves Tower in the hub that we could use, but that only gets us up to level 5. We could research and build our own, which will get us up to level 15. I prefer to use the ones, there's a few in Squin. There's 4. We could actually train 4 people at once, but I don't want to take too many people off their jobs at the outpost. So we'll just take Furman, and I've just got Aussie and Gary as an escort, and do a trade trip as well. So hopefully we'll get over there without too much hassle, because Furman is, what are they stopped for? So Furman's not that fast yet. It's only 7 toughness. So there are 4 training dummies, and they're in the police station. And they are actually illegal to use. So let's just stop over here. All right, let's make another squad. and we'll put Furman in there. Okay, these two guys going to put on hold, passive. Don't want them interfering with anything at the moment. But Furman. All right. Going to take weapons off. And we are going to bring Furman up here to floor 1. All right, there is a guard here. So we can use these. They are illegal. So what's going to happen is that I'm actually going to set that as a job. So he's going to start using it. This guard will tell him off for it. And then they'll have a bit of a fight. And they'll lock him up. They'll patch him up. But our toughness gone up from 7 to 10. Couple of dodge points. And he'll be released in 10 hours. And he's in a coma now, but if you keep an eye on him, you can do a lot of lock picking practice in here as well at the same time. So by setting his jobs. Wait. Select him. By setting his job, then as soon as he gets released, he'll go back to the training dummy. And you can just sort of set and forget him. And he'll just automatically get busted and released and go back to training. Sometimes can get a fair bit done without getting busted. Kind of depends on whether there's a guard up there. But Aussie's going to sell some of this stuff now. So they don't feed you in that jail, I don't believe. But they will patch you up. So let's sell all this. I don't want to spend too much cash. I will get that. It's really cheap. We'll grab that as well. So these are tents that we can put up. They can be handy if you're going through places with acid rain. You can put the tent up and get some shelter under it. We'll grab any of these maps. And I will grab a stack of books. So I think we still need a few research artifacts. But not too many more, I think. And I don't want to spend too much money on much more. We want to save up some cash for the ancient science books. So, okay. Got that stuff now. So these two guys can head back home. Where's Gary? Okay. So these guys can head back to work. And we can just leave Furman there, do his training. Still in a coma for now. But you can get some toughness without the risk of being killed. And you can sort of leave that just on automatic. So, Aussie. You have your jobs back on. Let's just have a quick look. Look how many duds has pumped out of these again already, just in that short time. So Gary can pick them up. Well, actually, before we do that, let's learn that, read these maps. We'll pop those in there. Okay, so now if we have a look at our map, all these places with the green squares around them have been added with the map. They only show up in green the first time you look at your map after you've read those maps. There is a couple of spots that we'll be going to a bit later, which are over here. So you don't need to buy and read those maps. You can just explore, and as you find those places, they will turn up. But some of these other ones, like let's have a look. This one here, Ruin. Okay, that's where we'll find some artifacts, but that's going to be a bit later on. It's sort of pretty advanced. Let's check our food situation. Well, we've got a few sandwiches, so let's queue up a bit more research here for Cookie. Not really going to use a lot more of this stuff. At least not at this outpost. But I suppose we may as well get it done. And, okay, Fuman's been released and he's gone straight back to the dummies. So now if you keep a close eye on him, and as soon as he gains consciousness, you can start sort of picking the lock. But if you do get busted escaping, that will add time to your sentence, which you don't really want. But it's getting those points up rather quickly. Once it gets to about 12, 13, 14, that's going to slow down a lot. And two of these guys are snoozing. I don't know where the other one is. Sometimes you can be up there for ages and you'll never get spotted. Other times, depends if there's stuff going on out here. Then, you know, like if there's a bunch of bandits, then the guards will lock up the bandits on the next floor up. And as they run up and down, that's usually when they'll spot you. So, see how we go. A couple of toughness points. A couple of dodge points. So, if you forget to take off your weapons and they get confiscated, then usually you'll find them down here. But if you take them off, we're still getting the melee experience from the dummy. And then when you're fighting, depending on how well you do, if you get any hits in, you'll get martial arts and you'll get dodge. And then you get a bit of toughness. But while he's here, he will eat. So give him a bit of food. So let's go back to Aussie now. Let's check how Duds is doing. Duds is pumping these out. So keep filling up. Give that to Aussie. And you can check our prisoner. Give that to him. So if you're new and you haven't been following this series, we've just got this dust boss in here. We're just keeping him around. So while everyone's working, if they're on sneak, then as they're running around, they're just getting a bit of sneak experience by having that guy in the cage. Let's see here. Got a couple more katanas. Gary. All right. Aussie's jobs can come off. Let's go over to the hub. Let's take your sneak off. All right. Let's hop in here. Sell some stuff here. We'll buy leather and a few more research artifacts, but that's all I'm going to be spending much money on for the moment. Okay, and he's out of cash. Where is Gary? Right. Okay. Now, I've been keeping this because of the acid protection, but just realised it doesn't offer any arm protection. It's only like legs, stomach, chest, but it doesn't have sleeves. So what I'm going to do, we're going to go, I don't know why I'm on hold passive and sneak still. Okay, so we're going to go on sneak. So this one, yep, the bar thug. Now, sometimes they're sitting at a table, and this is a lot easier when they are sitting at a table. It'll be pretty hard to get in this corner, but we're going to try and get in this corner here. And we're going to try and stealth KO them. There we go. Let's try that again. No. Much easier because you can't sort of get behind them. All right. And when you do that, the pub guards will come out and beat them up. Gary, get out the way. Then they'll kick her out of the shop. We can loot her. And it's not even, doesn't even come up as steel. And just take that. That's what I want. You know what? She can have that. And we'll patch her up. It's doesn't hurt having her around for a bit of hub defense. Put her in the bed. Guess we'll splinter injuries. Okay. I mean, I could have taken the rest of this stuff and sold it, I guess. But still got a couple of things to sell off. Looks like we do have trouble at home. Let's grab everybody. Jobs, sneak. Bring everybody in together. Not going to let them get away with attacking us. Now we've got Bone Dog. Okay. Cookie. You can take that stuff. All right. You guys get back to work. Aussie. And sell the rest of this stuff. Gary, where are you? Why did you... Okay. Need to wait for Gary to catch up. Okay. Sell those. We'll take books. Not going to worry about that just yet. Don't really need savers. I will take the leather. And that's about all I want to spend cash on. Turn your jobs back on. Let's check in on Furman. Still hasn't been busted again. Up to 13 already. But that has slowed down, and once we get to 14, that'll really slow down. 15 is the max that you're supposed to be able to get out of these, but you can get a bit more experience past 15. But at that point, it's sort of just quicker to fight it out in a fight. But these guards are not being too diligent. So we'll see. Sometimes I think if you got like 4 people in here, you get a lot more going on with guards. There's also not much activity going on out here. But when there's bandits out here, then you'll get busted a lot more. But then you can also like set them free and get some of them that might join you. Yeah, the guard's up here. But anyway, so our main goal now, we'll train up a couple of these guys and make a ton of cash, and then we'll take a few of them. Don't know, we'll probably take a couple of guys out to try and find the scrapyard, which is let me see. It's over here somewhere in this area. There's a place called the scrapyard where there's robots and stuff. But that's one of the places that you can buy the ancient science research artifacts that we need for tech level 4. And some of those ruins that pop up on when we bought the maps, you can get them from there as well, but we need to be a bit tougher and a bit better at combat for that. So we'll buy the first few. Those vendors, the ones they do have, they only have the certain amount, and when their shops restock, they don't restock the artifacts. So they are sort of unique items. But we'll get to that. Let's check how we're doing here. Duds, what are you doing? I think Duds is stuck. Okay. Let me see. Duds is also hungry. All right. Aussie, can you... You pick Duds up? Yes. Okay. And put him down. All right. Now Duds is back at work. All right. Medical supplies are going pretty well. Food is doing quite well. Gary had a couple more books that we can shove in here. And just dump that on the ground, I guess. So let me see. That one. There's still a few things that use the normal books. Let's check on Furman here. Still hasn't been busted. So sometimes you get busted like 4 or 5 times. And that can really be a good help to the toughness. And also, you know, get a bit of dodge up, a couple of martial arts points. But other times you can train all the way to 15 without getting busted once. Sort of always different. It's always random. But that is where I prefer to do some training. But that is probably going to do it for this episode. So if you did enjoy this episode, please leave me a like or a comment down below. If you'd like to see more, then please hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.